Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Vibes Inside. I am Mariana and I'm here to do a full moon reading in the sign of Leo, happening on the 25th of January 2024. So this is the first full moon in the new year and in the sign of Leo, so a very interesting energy. Can be a big energy here. Leo is known to be big, right? Expansive, big, a big opening, a big opportunity maybe. Big new options, like I've talked about in the last few readings, Libra and Scorpio. I talked about, had this feeling that the Leo energy kind of was like intertwining a little bit, because the readings was very much about autonomy, someone standing in like their own energy somehow. And I see that with Leo as well, right? That Leo has usually like, well, it depends on what kind of Leo you are, right? If you have Leo in your 12th house, you probably are not like that, but you could say it can be a big energy or a very confident energy, a very, like it can take the room, you could say. It fills the room. Sorry. So I feel like there has been an energy like autonomy here, autonomy about who you are, your limits, your beliefs, your thoughts, things like that, versus others, or, you know, looking at your own and then others, right? But when I kind of felt into this, it feels we have just entered into Aquarius season, and Aquarius and Leo are opposites, right? And somehow it feels like this Leo it feels softer, like it feels a little bit softer. Not normally what I would say about Leo. It could be about self-love, like because Leo is known to have aggression and to have drive and masculinity and things like that, but this feels a bit more softer. Yeah, I get, that's what I get, like softer somehow. I almost want to say it's like a feminine touch to the Leo, like I don't know exactly how that is supposed to be like. Could be in the form of some kind of recognition. Something coming to mind that you haven't thought about before, and because of that, you know, it may change like the nature of something a little bit. Like those of you who have Leo like strong in your chart, maybe Leo suns or the personal planets, Moon, rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Like maybe you feel this stronger. It has this, yeah, almost like a feminine touch to the Leo, or a Leo with a feminine touch to it. Quite interesting. Like, because Leo for me is like, it's masculine, it has drive, it has confidence, it has charisma, it shines, it likes the spotlight, it likes to have fame and be seen, it likes to mingle, it likes to engage. This, however, this feels not quite like that. So again, remember, I just tune into an energy. Maybe this is not something you recognize right now. If you're not, like, if you don't have that feeling, this is maybe not for you, right? It could be for someone else, again, cross watchers. This is a general full moon reading. Of course, it will not be for everyone. Maybe you recognize yourself here, or you recognize someone else, perhaps. Don't make it fit if it is not supposed to, right? I feel like that's maybe part of the message also. Don't make it fit if it doesn't feel right. So we could talk about a choice, right? Maybe you feel there's a choice, or there's something to be said, or I'm supposed to be this, or I'm supposed to do that, and I don't wear it if it doesn't fit, right? Don't wear it if it doesn't fit you, or don't take it, or go there if it doesn't fit you. It's like there's this, almost like a motherly, if it's not right for you, why engage, right? Something like that. Full moon, usually, I've said this many times before, it usually talks about like a completion, like a wrapping up, something coming together, you would say maybe a search for something, and you finally see, oh, now I got it. I said this idea of autonomy, like maybe it's just a kind, self-loving autonomy, awareness about yourself, like what are your limits. But again, don't wear it if it's not right for you, right? Don't like it. Yeah, there's this sense of like a kindness in a way, or a softness, or maybe something that because Leo can be quite quick, like if they really want something, they could say, oh, I go and get it then. This could be something like maybe take a softer approach to something, maybe take a little time to adjust, or if we talk about completion, so in the sense that you get out of something, so you are divorcing, you are quitting your job, you are leaving something, maybe you could just, like, maybe don't slam the door. We don't need to slam the door, perhaps, here. We can leave more quietly, or we can take it slow, or we can do it in there's a softer approach maybe to something here. Yeah, I get a softness. Okay, let's have a look. Center card, I took this because there's a full moon, right? So of course that could be a thing. Here you saw me shuffle. We see what is here. Sacred breath and sound. This actually showed itself when I was taking the cards and just put them. I normally take them back or take them away out of the room, and then for every reading I put them right back here. And this actually has showed itself once for me today. Sacred breath and sound, life force, communication. Yeah, immediately, you know, there's something about like a slower breathing, sacred sound, sacred breath work, meditation maybe, relaxation. And a sacred sound is interesting. Like there are like hertz frequencies that can lower, you know, blood pressure, and if you consistently listen to something, that's just a thing. I believe I've said it before, but once, well, still in my lifetime, when I was young, or teenager or so, a lot of music was recorded at 432 hertz. Today, most popular music in the radio is at 440 hertz. This little difference actually makes a difference in what happens in the body. At least some people claim that. So just to be aware of that, if you're listening to a lot of music, this little difference actually it can increase the blood pressure. It can make you more unease, like a little more anxious. People that are very sensitive could actually feel this in their body, like they could get a bit, like the balance could be disturbed in some way. This could talk about like the choice, like a choice of, I get self-love, calm, like calming. We have the dolphin here, right? Dolphin is like echolocating. That's how they navigate, how they talk, right? They send like sonar vibes through the water, right? Usually a dolphin looks, maybe that's just my interpretation, but that's how I see them. Like they look like they have fun, like they are playful, they are fun, they like to fool around in the water, right? Or at least that's how most people interpret dolphin energy, that they are quite lighthearted somehow. Maybe there's something about breathing and sound that does make you feel like you are more lighthearted or more playful. It says life force and communication. Maybe you feel like you can have communication with something that seems funny or something here. I don't know, maybe you are able to pick up on sonar. That would be a kind of psychic ability, I guess. Telepathy, or maybe an empathic ability. Maybe there are even others, like a clear cognizant kind of knowing or feeling, clairsentient kind of like intuition or tuning in to something here. And that you can do that via breathwork and sound. Sound therapy, Tibetan ringing bowls maybe, meditation, different kinds of, as I said, Hertz influence that can maybe either close or open for something. This feels like a soft approach to something here. Yeah, a soft approach to I get something like a Leo on a wandering path. Leo on a wandering path. Communication with something else than so this makes me think of like a Leo that has gotten off the hamster wheel, like they have jumped into spirituality or something like that, or they have been exhausted in some way and they know they have to calm down or they have to do something else here. So they are, I feel like jumping off or wanting to. As I said, maybe it's not something you do quickly like that, but you take a soft, intuitive approach over a period of time. So this could be like a healing retreat. You know, you get yourself out of your normal calendar and you take 14 days in a retreat center or something, right? That you feel some kind of urge or need to calm down, to find an inner peace perhaps here. I want to look at the bottom of the deck because usually there is a driver for this, right? So I get innovation here as a driver at the bottom of the deck here. Innovation means change. Innovation is usually we innovate to create better. Innovation is usually seen as maybe a new technological breakthrough, a better something, a better machine in some way, a better version, a newer, better, improved version. Innovation is like that, right? It has that touch to it. So whatever you're doing here is supposed to be an innovation. There's a drive. The driver says that you need innovation, you need new. And it's interesting, or you need, I don't know, a new you, or a new creation can be you're looking for ideas, like you're putting yourself here in maybe a more meditative state to, let's say if you are a business owner, right, you may need to have new ideas for the new launch. You want to launch something new, and like the speedy hamster wheel race doesn't allow you to be creative, right? It doesn't allow you to take a moment. So this feels a little bit like wanting an innovation. And again, I said that the full moon can be like this completion. So that is also a completion usually is followed with a new beginning or something else. If you say you get out of something, you could enter something new. If you get out of the hamster wheel, you are entering retirement, right? That could be what this is. So retirement can be an innovation, but it's definitely, it says a new creation. It's you in a different form, or a product in a different form, a version that is not yet here, or it hasn't been here yet, it hasn't been tested, done, built. It's new. It's a new idea. It's the new idea for the next novel you want to write. And you put yourself in a specific place here to listen. Like to listen to something or listen for something. As I said, the dolphin can be quite playful. Maybe you want a life with more play in it or more fun in it. And that is the innovation, that you want to add something to your life that has maybe not quite been there. But I feel like this is like a soft approach to something, a soft or a kind approach to something here that potentially is as I said, like a full moon. The full moon doesn't stay full, right? Just a few days after a full moon, it starts to change again. So you see, there is the moon never stops. Like it has these ebbs and flows, kind of. So every time you have a full moon, there is potential for new innovation. There is potential, as I've said before also, well, next year we will again have a new full moon in Leo. That's the cycle. It's like, if you want to believe in astrology or use the planets as a guiding system, then it would be something like it never gives up on us, right? If you want to complete something, or you want something new in your life, you want to innovate or build something, it's not stopping. It's not like this is the last one, final one, and you have to take action now. You can do it slower, softer, right? It's not that you are in any way potentially needing to force something, right? That's what I feel like. There's a kindness, a softness to whatever this innovation is. Again, don't wear it if it's not for you or if it doesn't feel right. Yeah, I get that. Like, don't wear it. Don't put on the suit if you are not a businessman, or you don't want to be, or you only maybe like it, you know. Well, I know that there are many spiritual teachers out there. They would say if you want something new, you also have to take action on it. And I don't disagree on that. Like, I don't, it's just if it feels forced, like really forced, and you can't align at all with it, maybe just take in smaller steps towards it, right? That it's, and the bigger change, like innovation, new creation, can be a new version of yourself, a totally new lifestyle, or maybe you want to live on the other side of the globe. That would be a big new step towards something. But it's so you have to complete maybe what you are in. So, you know, selling your property, your house, even if you have an innovative new sparkling idea, maybe it's still like just take it in a pace that where you can wear it, you know, that it wears you, you wear it, like you can actually walk the talk. Again, the autonomy thing, like if you don't, if it's too far away from if your dreams maybe are too far away from where you actually are, there is this, perhaps the feeling of an autonomy thing that can't follow, like what you exude, what kind of aura you have, what you are in right now doesn't align with something that is way away from you, and maybe just allow things to like unfold in small bits and pieces. Like you don't have to force it or force yourself to be something that you are not. And this is quite interesting because Leo energy would normally just go for it, right? Actually, this feels a little bit opposite. It feels like Leo that is calming, that is trying to calm down, like trying to align themselves with more of this. And it could be feeling, you know, uncomfortable, right? Because normally there is a lot of drive with Leo. It wants to just get out there. So this again, I feel like for a Leo who has been absolutely engaging in the work life, the hamster wheel, the matrix, maybe having a lot of responsibility, a lot of a big network, you know, many people in your life, fame, spotlight, many narratives about you, many stories in the paper or something, whatever, or online, you know, like Leos usually like this idea of that they have their name in history or something like that. They have somehow made a mark of themselves. They are not invincible or invincible. Yeah, they may not want to be invincible, but they are definitely also not invisible. Like an invisible Leo is terrible, right? But actually it feels a little bit like retreat, like it feels like retrieving from the spotlight, like retrieving from the hectic life. This is a more quiet, sacred breath and sound, breath work, relaxation, meditation maybe, slow walks in the park. And innovation can definitely suggest that like a Leo in transformation, or that Leo energy per se is in transformation. I believe that the reading I did for Leo this time around was something like, where are you, Leo? It's like Leo could, like the Leo energy could be going through on a more general level a sense of transformation. Please let me know if you feel that could be a thing. That you see Leo people become different in their ways. This can be something about becoming more reflective, becoming more, I want to say quiet, but that is not Leo-like. So a Leo who is quiet is strange, unless you always have been a quiet Leo. As I said, if you have Leo in Pisces, or in the 12th house, for instance, or some of the other more sensitive placements. Maybe you will not be an aggressive Leo. Like that doesn't work like that. But it feels like a big change, like and this is a driver that like there is a need to change something or to calm down here, or looking for more, maybe. Like this could be something like I look for more. If a Leo has built their empire, if a Leo is on top, if the Leo is unbeaten, there is no competitor that can claim my seat. What does the Leo do then? A highly competitive Leo, eventually it needs to seek maybe something else to be stimulated, right? Seek some other things, something new. What else is there to conquer? What else is there to win or to fight for? Here we talk about like the inner voice, life force, your inner life force. Like maybe you are having a conversation about yourself. You know, Leo, as I said, have a lot of drive to, let's say, to conquer or to challenge that drive. You could do this. Which is probably going to frustrate Leo. Like that it's not normal, but there's a lot to be gained here also for Leos if they choose this. So I don't know if there is, I don't have Leo strong in my chart, so I'm not quite sure. I just had that feeling in the Leo reading, like it says, where are you? I had no fire in that reading at all. And that is very uncommon for a Leo reading, that there's not fire somewhere. It's like the fire was depleted or absent, or it was chosen not to be engaged with. It was less. Batteries were low or something like that. Maybe that's what, I don't know. It could be for some reason, a depleted Leo here. Looking to replenish life force and doing it by having some of this sacred breath work, sound therapy, again I said like normally Leo goes like quickly for something, and maybe this is needed to be in steps, allowing things to be more slow, which can also be a challenge for Leo, right? Leo can also suggest that the wild crazy life, like the wild crazy ride of success and fame and all kinds of story, have come to an end for someone. Maybe they choose to, right? It's too exhausting or it's too much to uphold. So maybe you want a change here, and you are now doing something else than you normally do. Furred and feathered friends. Furred and feathered friends. And I get the victory card here also on the other side. Furred and feathered friends. So today, well, you could have furred and feathered friends, of course. You could have a strong connection to the animal kingdom. But for some reason, it comes more across like there are friends in many places, right? That there are friends in many places. And here again, you are trying to communicate with a dolphin, and Leo is normally fire, right? And we do have a lion here actually, but we also have other kinds here, right? That there are friends in many places, like even though, as I said, maybe this is a depleted Leo in some way, or a Leo that is retiring, maybe looking for, what now, what else to do, like needing a change here, wanting, seeking, and innovating yourself. Again, innovation would like innovation with Leo would be well, as I said, some Leos at maybe an older stage in life, they get to a point where like all the fuss about things is maybe not that interesting. And that's what I feel here. It's like a change somehow to something else. And it feels like well, it shows a dolphin here, but actually I feel like there are many. Like you could be in contact with many here, like many helpers or many messages maybe here. There are friends in many places. This can also be, like realizing that even though I am retiring, or even though I'm completing something, there are still friends in many places here for me. They could be quite different than me, but it doesn't matter, right? If you're leaving, let's say, a hectic business life, leaving a job, you could maybe think, what now? What to do now? But there will still be friends here. There will still be those who support you, and they are still here. This could be colleagues, right? These ones. Or it's supporters. Like Leo likes the fame or the adoration, the glorification somehow. And you see there are this is still here. Like I say still, like it could be different, like when you make a change, you will have different friends, or you will have a different you will be attached to a different group. If you change your life from being a bit like a busy CEO to becoming a monk in a Tibetan tent, of course you will be surrounded by other people, right? But you will probably it will be matching you, right? It will be matching you. So at the bottom of the deck for the third and favorite friends, I get this. It's called Reclaim Your Energy. And this again, it kind of tells me that it's like Leo has to be softer with itself. Is that even a thing, right, for Leo? Reclaim energy, as I said, this feeling of like depletion or something, that needing to move forward in a slower or kinder way. And that could be new, right? That could be a new attempt in life. Like reclaiming your energy here this is a driver card. And the innovation, it's like I have to like create myself again. And it has to do with your life force, I feel like. How do I find worth and value if my life force is down somehow? How do I find dignity, value, worthiness, or even adoration? As I said, I feel they are still here, your friends here, or that they are new friends. But maybe the ones when you start doing your energy work here, or your preservation of it's probably going to be slower. Like you can't move from a depleted state quickly into like, yes, I'm ready, right? It's going to like, you need a softer approach, I think. That is what I feel what I get from this energy. It needs a softer approach. Maybe more time, maybe more patience. Again, it comes across as a bit feminine, like patience. Don't wear it if you don't feel it, right? Don't take your time to adjust. So this can also be an ego thing, that our ego can sometimes not allow us to rest, actually, right? It cannot allow us to adjust because we have to do all this stuff. So slowing down or becoming like to reclaim your energy, you sometimes have to become slow, right? Slow before you can speed up again, if that's what we talk about here. Because the process of slowing down can also teach you something. Like in this, you could figure something out. Like in this state, you could learn something. Something you may not have done before, something you haven't seen before. Maybe you open a door to something, as I said. Maybe you figure out that you have connection with something here. But only when you slow down, right? Perhaps that could be when you reclaim energy as a driver here. These friends can be very different than you, but it doesn't mean that I get also surrounded by friends, like surrounded by, and these friends can be in another realm, like they can be spirit here, spirit friends, spirit, or like when you reclaim energy here, this is where you figure out who your friends are, maybe. Like who your real friends are. Because they don't care. Like they like you no matter whether you are like a very speedy, busy worker, or like mountain climber, or whether you are just you. They love you anyway, right? That can also be what this is, that you figure out who your friends are. And the friends that you do actually have, they are maybe different than you thought, right? Like the real ones, they are maybe like not the ones you expected. You know, reclaiming energy, this also means that you meet other people. Like let's say you, as I said before, let's say you decide to join a silence retreat or meditation retreat, 14 days. When you go there, you will meet people like you. Maybe they are also there to reclaim energy or to find peace, an inner sense of peace, more calm, something like that. Maybe it's a health thing. Maybe you are struggling with high blood pressure or other kinds of stuff that is now asking you to, calm down, or asking you to rejuvenate, asking you to, like, how can I innovate or reclaim my energy? How can I get it back here? And how to get it back is maybe not what you thought, but so this is a new approach. You could be learning something new. There are different people there. And maybe they are not, as I said, maybe they are not like you. They are not what you thought. Maybe you figure out your best friend is your dog or something, that those that actually stick by you. Like maybe they are part of a group. Like if you are on a retreat together, you figure out who this is. Maybe those are family members. They could be in the spirit realm. Whatever you see, right? But the point is that it's like the reclaiming here. Like the reclaiming tells me something about that you had it once, and then it feels like it's gone and you want it back, right? You want it back. Something that is energizing you and true to you. Maybe this is about a shift in jobs. Maybe you know that if I was working with animals here, it would energize me in a totally different way than or if I talk to spirit here, that would energize me in a totally different way than my normal work life is doing. That could be the reason why we have the victory card here, that there's something you're figuring out here. You're figuring something out. That's what I feel like with this card. There is a sense of like figuring something out that helps you feel successful again, perhaps. At the bottom of the deck for this, I get broken heart reversed. So there is a sense of, and that makes sense, right? If you are walking around with a broken heart, it can definitely claim your energy, right? It can definitely put you down and make you feel defeated. It can definitely help you. Again, I get the feeling of autonomy, like it's like with the broken heart, some of your energy leaves. It's like it's lost, or it feels like you could be depleted, right? Again, this could be a process that is not done like just over one day. This can be something that takes a while, and you can't wear it until you actually feel it, right? You can't wear it until you actually feel it. And as I said, there is another full moon in 1 year again. So I'm not saying this is again, there are different timelines. Maybe you are ready. Maybe you do feel the victory. Maybe you are still in this energy, like you still feel the burden, the harshness, or the sadness of something. We could say that this is past energy, that maybe you have been in a long process of trying to reclaim your energy here. And this full moon is suggesting that you just still breathe and listen to the right sounds or the right narratives here also. Surround yourself with friends that actually support you, support where you are in life, what you're doing, support your innovation. And then eventually over here on the right side, can sometimes be a bit future oriented, past and then more future. Maybe it's already here, a victory over something, a victory, like the broken heart reversed is a driver card. So a wish to overcome or to heal. Again, reclaiming energy is healing, innovation is healing, seeking a solution, seeking new creation, creating yourself again, creating yourself new, like overcoming maybe, I don't know, sadness here. Like if you have been grieving, grieving can like really put your energy down. It's very tough energy to deal with. So I feel like there could be something, and of course, as I said, it's not going to be for everyone out there. I just had, for someone who feels like this is a thing in their life, there could be this feeling of that this full moon is maybe a bit gentle, kind, supportive, keep going, encouraging, and like you will get there, right? You will somehow get there. And for some reason, again, I get autonomy, right? I get this feeling of being more, autonomous, more whole, more. It's like your boundaries are up again, or your heart is put together again. But maybe after a time of depletion, or this can be anything. The broken heart can come from, let's say, betrayal, right? And this can be in business as well as in private life. But this doesn't show up just out of nowhere. There is a reason why it's here, and that it is reversed. So there is this feeling of wanting to overcome it, and that has been the driver for something here. Can I get a little more on this victory, please? So I get ego here as another card, where we know eagle is a top bird, as we would say. The lion is a top earth animal, right? It represents, we can say Leo can represent royalty in the animal kingdom. In the bird kingdom, in the flyers here, the eagle could be suggested as a top bird, or you know what I mean, right? That it's a big one, and what it does is that it flies high. Like usually the nest of an eagle is high up in the mountains. The eagle, this idea that it looks from above, and it can look at the entire scenery, right? It can see how the little people are walking there, and the herds of animals down there, right? And it has the ability to not engage with it. It can, but it doesn't have to. It still knows. It's like reading the newspaper, right? You still know something without engaging in it. And you can look from above, like a more metacognitive view of maybe your life, maybe the circumstances you're in. You have a bigger picture, maybe a way of seeing certain patterns, or what is helping you, what is actually helping you to get that victory back from a broken heart. Well, eagle would suggest distance. Eagle, because that's what the eagle does. It flies up and creates a distance. And the distance allows you to feel yourself. It allows you to reclaim or get back to your own energy here. It allows you to separate to separate from something else that did some or had an influence here, right? This would for me suggest be clever, be smart, and separate. Individuate, right? That be clever, be smart, and individuate. It's interesting how we have, as I said, Leo is the opposite of Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air sign, right? Maybe you have been dealing with an air sign who broke your heart here. And what you are doing here is you may be creating distance to that air sign. Doesn't have to be. We are in Aquarius season, and we have a full moon in Leo. So both energies are present. Maybe you have Aquarius as well in your chart, strong in personal planet maybe. That could create a bit of confusion in your energy. Because it's like they go in different directions, right? They're opposites, right? So they go in different directions. That is maybe also a thing that if you feel that, like you are indecisive about something, it can be because you do actually have different interests. You have both interests in you. And they are kind of struggling how to figure out which way to go here. Maybe you could use Aquarius energy to get victory. Then you have to know something about that. You have to know about how does an Aquarius, how would they approach this? How would they approach life? And they would be maybe more prone to this, like they are, well, Aquarius can be outgoing. Like most Aquarius I know, they are more quiet. Like they stick to their own energy. They can actually be quite autonomous. And it's difficult to kind of, break it. They stay in their own energy. That could also be what this is. Like they stay in their own energy. Sometimes people see Aquarius as they are very fixed, very stubborn, stoic, very not forthcoming. Like if you challenge their energy and they don't like it, they can, just put up a wall like that. You can see it in their eyes. They are not they won't work with you. That's just And maybe that's what you're doing. One of the ways to overcome a broken heart could maybe be to get to know something about maybe a different energy, or as I said, be clever, be smart, walk away or create distance here. Create distance from someone. And again, the ego would see themselves as like the Leo. The Leo would have confidence, right? So would the ego. So one of the ways is maybe to distance, individuate, build up your energy again. It's cognition. So this is brain work also. That you work with your brain, your convictions, your thoughts, your this card also talks about communication. So this is something like sound also. I said narratives. What stories do you tell yourself? And do you have supportive friends around you? This can be a friend, right? Maybe they could live at a distance from you, or you have created distance to someone here. And that allows you to heal. It allows you to do your own healing work here. And just take your time with it. Like you can't wear it if it's not there. That's what I feel like. Autonomy is not, if you walk around with a broken heart and you are low in energy, you can't wear autonomy and strength and exude that. If it's not there, it's not there. Like if it's there, it's there, and people will notice, and you will start feeling better. You will feel more. You will feel better again, right? But as I said, there will be a new full moon in Leo. You will have other opportunities. Just take the time to heal from this. So I don't know if this is a general Leo thing. Like the other Leo reading I did, where are you? Because it felt like the Leo wasn't there. It felt like the Leo didn't present like a Leo. So if you are around a Leo who is not presenting like a Leo, something has happened. Of course, there can be a soft Leo, as I said, but otherwise, I want to say that there's something wrong. And that could definitely relate to something like this here. But I also feel like it takes quite an amount of pressure to throw a Leo to the ground, right? And as I said, like a broken-hearted Leo, like that's really sad, right? It's a sad sight. I feel like there is an invitation to surround yourself with the right people, the right narratives, the right sound, maybe the right music, something that is supportive. Maybe you find friends in different places you didn't expect. There could be a memory also here about that maybe your best friend as a child was a dog, maybe, or a cat or something. Maybe you realize that you haven't had a friend like that for a long time. There could be something about loyalty, again, broken heart. A Leo needs loyalty, right? It needs the crowd to be loyal and devoted to them. Like if something like this crashes, it's like a betrayal, right? It's such a disappointment, and it could probably definitely create a rift or some kind of wounding. Dishonesty, manipulation, whatever, like that. If this is carefully thought out, like a big plan that is supposed to throw down a Leo, I think that this is or throw down Leo energy, like the strength, take the strength out of Leo. It like carefully planned, you know, like a bank heist or something. That kind of just takes all the resources out. That would be, I guess that for Leo, that would be like a confidence breach, a very big betrayal. And again, I'm not reading for Leo. I'm reading, this is full moon energy in the sign of Leo. So a Leo that may have been like somehow the energy has been depleted, robbed, taken, I don't know, taken for granted, abused, I don't know, something like that. But the full moon kind of also suggests that this is over, right? That I don't want to be a wounded Leo, right? I want to be a strong one again. I want to take my power back here. I want to reclaim it. And one of the ways I'm doing it is by slowing down here. Maybe building myself a new life, trusting in something else here. Looking somewhere else for my validation, looking somewhere else for support. As I said, maybe figuring out who your real friends are, whom to really trust, who are there when you are depleted, right? Or as I said, retirement, who will be there when I get old, when I can't take care of myself, will be there then around me? You know, like trying to figure that out. So I wanted another card on the broken heart here, but it is reversed. So when it is reversed, it kind of signalizes a bit what this is. Like, it was broken, I felt really bad and terrible and betrayed or whatever, but now I want to rebuild. That's the energy that is here. I want to rebuild. I know that something happened, but I want to rebuild it, right? So you have gotten over the worst grieving and sadness and sorrow here. You've gotten to a point where, okay, I can't sit in this sorrow and sadness. That also depletes my energy. So I want to get up again. I want to find that strength again. So for this card, I get the 7 of Ariel, which talks about you have invested wisely, have patience and wait for the harvest, review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. So you are trying to now invest more wisely with your energy. You are probably looking who are my real friends here, who is actually supportive or has shown themselves to be supportive during a lifespan, maybe. Whom can I go to or ask or call? Where can I secure, you know, a supportive narrative? Who will be there? Who will love me, you know? Who will help me or love me now that I have found myself being very depleted? So, like, even the best CEO can be wounded and gets to hospital, or the one with the biggest like efforts, like, you know, we know that empires can crumble, right? So I don't know, I'm talking to someone who is like wanting to rebuild something here. And you have invested wisely. That's why this is reversed. You are like you have somehow done something to heal the worst, I want to say the worst of something, and you're getting closer. The victory is coming, I feel like, or is here. You just need to have patience. And I think this idea of distancing yourself from whatever problem is one of the ways. And again, it can be you're retiring, you're saying you quit your job, you move somewhere else, you change your career entirely, you get divorced, that there is something like that here. So for the sacred breath and sound, life force and communication, I get patience card. And I felt that, and we have patience down here as well, like whatever you are doing here, the breath work, the narrative, the sounds, the self-reassurance, the positive feedbacks from others, the support you're looking for, it needs patience. That's why I had this feeling of like a kinder or softer approach to what it is that you're trying to do. Like it needs a slowing down, it needs patience, it needs like again, not forcing. Like if we force something, it's actually not kind, it's not loving, and definitely not self-loving. The reclaiming of energy is, of course, we want it back. Of course, we want to be back on our feet and strong and healthy and vibrant and everything. I just get the feeling that it's like the patience. It takes patience. It takes a divine timing. It takes temperance. It takes... I even want to say it also takes devotion to yourself. Like, can you treat yourself kind? When you know your strength is down? Maybe that's what I feel like with the full moon of Leo, like the Leo has gotten to its completion. Like there is no more Leo energy, or there is no more sun, there is no more strength. And when that happens, well, there could be a collapse, right? I did talk about, like, again, it was very strange reading for me, the Leo reading, because it felt like the Leo wasn't present. Like the fire was gone somehow. I get a bit of this, like it's a bit of the same here. And of course you want it back, right? But I think that it takes a softer approach to what it is you are doing. The softer approach is going to give you that victory. And the distancing. And the being very wise and clever. Also about your communication here, maybe with someone else or something else. A sound is important also, like a narrative. What does it bring? Like these third friends here, what are they saying? Like, do they bring something that actually helps you or supports you? Is it, or are these exactly those you need, right? Because they do bring the right message. They do come with like appreciation and understanding. But it's not enough to have great friends. You also have to be great with yourself, like being kind with yourself, right? Some of us don't even know how to be that. Like, we don't know about self-love or self-care. Some do, of course, but there are many people who don't. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know about it. And that it would be all right, that I actually cared for myself before someone else. This also means that sometimes you say no. You say no to something. You say no to stress. You say no to, like, can be about creating an environment with the right sound and the right breath and the right tune and the right healing potential. So in this place you may say no to things. You don't join the party. You don't go drinking. You're not out with your friends necessarily. You choose something else. You choose meditation. You go on a silence retreat or meditation retreat. You'd rather go there. You'd rather be with your spirit friends. You'd rather be alone, maybe. You'd rather be with your dogs than you want to be with anyone else. Again, this is a separate, like, it separates itself from something that, yeah. There's also something, who was that? Aaron Doughty said that in a video not so long ago, that there is an identity here and an identity here. This identity feels like a victim. It has come out of the worst grief here, or betrayal or disappointment, whatever this is. But if you stand in this energy here, you feel very hurt, very disappointed, betrayed, maybe. Maybe something has been taken from you, maybe wealth or something you've built, taken or manipulated from you somehow. Then we could feel like a victim. A victim cannot be a victor at the same time. So in order for you to have victory, this must go. Like, this has to be sacrificed. You can't be a victim and stress around in those emotional, like, deep waters and then become victorious at the same time. It doesn't go. One is winning. Either this one is winning or the other one is. Or winning, but one steps most forward. Maybe for a time it has been this one. For some reason you managed to somehow get over the worst of it. There are different grieving stages, right? So you've gotten over the worst one. And now it's like, so you could have been in a process of, like, really building confidence again, building trust, maybe, the ability to trust again, or to come back. There could be any kind of reasons. You could have had an accident. You needed to heal to come back and actually perform your job. Could be anything. You will know if it resonates with you. And as I said, it probably won't with all of you. It can be different. I tap into one kind of energy here. As I said, don't wear it if it's not yours. But if you feel like you have been going through something like this, you have been trying to reverse something and reclaim that energy somehow, getting back into a feeling of more strength, more, I still get autonomy, like, but it could take a while, right? That I think it's here on the table. It's definitely showing itself, but you could be here, like you could be in this, right? and needing to have patience. As I said, if you were in a car accident, you had your hip broken, right, or something like that, it takes a while. It may even take rehabilitation. Maybe you need training. Maybe you need to rest more. You can't be as active. All this kind of stuff. It takes a while, and you can't force it, right? If you try to force it, it probably would maybe just make it worse. But you have turned something around here. You have gotten yourself out of the worst. And because you are ready also maybe to sacrifice the broken heart, because I think it's a choice sometimes. We have to become ready. We have to purge something. But then we have to become ready to not be the victim anymore. Blame others, and so on. The broken heart is also an attempt to, then you are small, right? Like, as long as I claim the broken heart, and I stay to that and stick to that, and how wounded I am, and how sad I am, and how terrible this situation was for me, then I stay in procrastination. I just stay there. I can't move, really. But then at some point we can get a bit fed up with that. Like, it's not that fun, actually. So we can get a bit fed up with that. This idea that I am this victim, or this terrible thing happened. I feel so terrible about it. And well, it is. Nobody likes a broken heart, of course. It feels terrible. But I think you've gotten yourself to a place where you're leaving the broken heart situation, and you are attempting, you could say, to have your boundaries back, or your confidence back, right? Because this can definitely be a confidence loss. The ego can also talk about like soaring over, right? Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm just flowing over it. I see the volcano crater down there, the wound, but I can now fly over it, right? I'm not in it. Here you are in it, like the volcano crater, right? The wound. Now I can fly over it. I can look at it from a distance, but I have separated myself enough from it that I won't get sucked right into it like a black hole, right? I can soar and just fly over it. This can also talk about, you could even be in the same room with that person, and you would still, just soar over it, or just don't engage. You talk to other people, you don't talk to them. You just, as I said, you fly over it. You are, not necessarily engaging with it. I create a distance and I soar over it. Or I flow over it. I'm not engaging with them or it or the circumstance. Potentially you could say, I'm over it. I'm over, or I'm not. Because if I'm going down there, it's like I become enmeshed in all these old feelings. I get trapped there. So I take myself out and I just fly over it. And that is a victory, to be able to do that, to not engage or not entangle yourself again, not like getting out of the blaming, all this stuff. It takes two to tango. I don't know why this happened here, but something definitely went wrong. And you have done, or you are doing, what you are trying, you're definitely trying to heal here. Heal something. It may take more time than you like. It may take still another time, or still. And, well, I don't think many people like that. But a fire sign, definitely not. So I'm just here to tell you that I think that slowing down is maybe what's going to help you actually have that win here. The patience, giving yourself time, distance yourself, put in the right seeds, surround yourself, again, look at this, surround yourself by beautiful flowers, colors maybe, something that can cheer you up. The playful dolphins here, something that could cheer you up and support you, and those are ways to heal, right? Those are ways to, move on, I think, from something here. Further and further friends here. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so I get indecision here. This actually tells me a bit what I said, something about figuring out who your real friends are. Like the indecision kind of tells you that you have like different ways to go, and which one is the right crowd, like which one is, so maybe at some point you were not quite sure here. Maybe you were not sure. I even get family with this because the tree is here, right? And the tree usually tells me something about roots, the tree of life, where I come from. These are my roots. It could be something about not even feeling safe, or with, like, not feeling with friends, with your family. So if I don't feel safe with my family, or I feel like I'm surrounded by like family love in some sense, or understanding at least, where do I go then? Like, where do I go to find those that are on my side, that are like me, or who have the same priorities or things like that, the same values? There could be something about family. Again, I said, like, these are different animals here. So you could be part of also a family with a lot of I want to say different roots, or origin. Well, it could be a family that's put together, right? You know, like with different marriages, there are different children, and those children have maybe a different father or a different mother, put together, that the roots are put together. They're not the same. This can suggest different parents, right? That in one home you have one set of rules, in another you have another set of rules, or other priorities. So this could be a put together family, because they are all individually different, right? And now my candle actually died out here. Just when I said something about like they are all individual selves or all individual, this can also talk about that these have different autonomy, like being surrounded with friends here, but they are very maybe different autonomy. But here I would say it's kind of a peaceful coexistence with each other, right? That this is a peaceful coexistence. But with the indecision card, it suggests that you're not quite sure where to find it, perhaps. Or you're not quite sure that the family you belong to or the group of friends you have actually want the same. Like, well, maybe they don't want that. Like maybe they are looking for something else. Maybe you were looking for something else. Like the Leo energy usually wants to be in charge, right? This looks like a peaceful coexistence between maybe different individual selves here or different autonomous people. But it looks friendly and kind and everything, right? The eagle is here also, right? But indecision kind of tells me that this maybe you're not quite sure where to find this. Like reclaiming your energy can be, as I said, that you're looking for people that actually get you, that have the same priorities as you, who. So in your attempt to reclaim your energy, you need the help here of those that actually do care and those who actually are on your side, want the same thing. But there can be this, where do I go and find this? Because I thought I had it, but actually it wasn't there, right? The red color suggests root chakra, so this has to do with maybe roots, family, feeling you don't belong, or that like if I can't trust my own family and I want to reclaim my energy, where do I go then? Right? Maybe you're seeking comfort with, as I said, on a silence retreat or a group therapy, or maybe if you are in rehabilitation, you are seeking maybe some of the others that are doing some of the same exercises as you, that you figure out that they are actually more friendly. They actually understand. They actually care. Like they care if I show up every week, right? So these can be people that are out of nowhere, and maybe you've never known them, but they're actually showing up for you, right? Helping you with your indecision, right? Helping you to see whom to choose. Like maybe we don't find the real friends in rich places, right? So that's what I feel like also there's, and it's a patient, it's like this is going to be maybe a journey that takes a while. And adjusting to a new life, perhaps. I feel, yeah, it's interesting how this, with the Leo, I don't know. Of course, it will not be for everyone. I get that. But whom I'm speaking to here, they definitely have had some kind of setback. Like with the family tree here and broken heart, it feels almost like, you know, like a like an attack on, like if you can't look at your family tree here and feel safe, you know, that is a, yeah, you look right at it here, but you don't feel, and you're kind of wondering, where do I, if this is not my tree, where do I go then? It feels a little bit like losing identity, right? That if this is not who I am and where I come from, well, could be like, yeah, if these are not my roots, if this is not where I come from, if it's almost like, if these are not my parents, if this is not my family, who is my family then? Like getting a message of being adopted or something like that, right? And who is, if this is not my tree, if this is not the place for me, if this is not right for me, if I'm not welcome here, or if I'm unwanted here somehow, where is it then? But again, this just feels so not Leo, right? It doesn't feel, yeah, it doesn't feel Leo-like, I think. Okay, this is what I have. As I said, don't wear it, don't take it if you don't resonate with it, of course. I feel this is a particular energy. It may not be for all of you, of course. But if you know a Leo who is struggling right now, or if you have Leo somewhere strong in your chart, then maybe you feel this somehow. I get also something about, like, for Leos, I don't think they like to be seen as weak, right? Like weakness is a terrible state to be in. So, you know, this can be something secretive, you know, something you are doing by yourself and wearing a mask during the day. I don't think Leos like to be seen as potentially weak. And showing a lot of emotions, and so that's not, I don't think so. And again, I'm not reading for Leo, but there is a Leo but maybe a Leo wound in some way. Yeah. And Leo is like, in tarot, it's the Sun card. The Sun card is the most happy, most joyous, fantastic, festive, abundant, glowing, you know, energy. So this can also be what it talks about. Maybe you are figuring out why some of this energy hasn't been in your life. What ended the Leo? What ended the Sun? You know, what was the reason for something? Maybe that's what you figure out. Yeah. This is what I have. I hope this helps somehow out there. Take care of yourself, everybody. Bye bye.